Well, hi there. Welcome to another episode of Rachel Gaffney's Real Ireland. We're going to connect live today with Dublin with Rosaleen McMeel. Rosie was on with us last July, you might recall. We did an episode on Irish fashion and beauty products coming out of Ireland. It was a huge success. So I spoke to Rosie and asked her if she would share with us some of her favourite brands, products, basically new and emerging contemporary Irish talent. And let me tell you, Ireland is bursting at the seams with this. We probably need to do multiple episodes, Ashley. What do you think?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just, it's unbelievable what's coming out of Ireland. So I'm going to go straight into this and see if we can connect live with Dublin. Rosie, are you there?
I am. I'm here and I'm delighted to be back. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, thanks. How's the weather in Dublin? We wouldn't be Irish if we didn't ask about the weather.
It's sunny. It's sunny. We'll take it. It's December and it's sunny. So that's good, right?
Absolutely. And it's been quite the year, hasn't it?
It has. It has. I'm not in Kerry right now because we're not allowed to leave our county, but restrictions are lifting again this weekend. So, please God, I'll get back there again soon.
Good. I'm delighted. And between the two of us, I've got some people I've discovered. You've got people that you've interviewed and discovered. I mean, just to give us a little bit of background too, though, Rosie, on yourself, can you tell people what you do, what you've been doing for years in Ireland and how you've come to do what you do so well?
Well, thank you. I have been a journalist and an editor for more years than I probably want to admit. But right now I am a writer, editor and brand consultant. So I am working with various different brands and small businesses, but I'm also writing and interviewing for the Currency website, which is a brilliant business website, subscription only site. And so I've come across a lot of amazing brands, a lot of wonderful craftspeople who don't get enough credit, and by their nature they often don't know how to shout about what they do. So I'm delighted to have the opportunity to help them in any way that we can today, and let people know about what amazing things that they're making.
Well, I'm thrilled that you're going to do this with me because you and I have talked about this on many occasions. We have similar thoughts on this. And to your point earlier on, by the nature of them being so talented, what they do, they're not great at shouting about themselves, or they don't have the time or the wherewithal. And it's hard. There's a lot of people competing out there. And, for me over here in the States, my business has been built on for years and years. This idea that people have these kind of preconceived ideas. Now, whilst what was happening in the past was fantastic, but there's so much happening in Ireland. And this is the Ireland I grew up in, the Ireland that my family and friends are living in, and the Ireland that you live in. And I think between us, we're just going to bring some incredible products to people. So I think we should jump straight in, shall we?
Great.
Right. Let's start with your friend. And I follow this guy on Instagram. I'm one of his stalkers over here in the United States. I've never met him. And he just seems like quite a character. And I think he's the most wonderful gentleman. I mean, I say that because he doesn't know me and I might pass a comment on his Instagram page and he always replies to you and everything, which is so lovely. And his name is Darren Kennedy.
Yes.
So can you tell us about your friend Darren, please?
Yes. So Darren and I met many, many years ago in a previous role. And I've worked with him and we've become friends over the years. And I mean, look at him. How could you not love him? He is.
Can we just hold that right there for the whole show?
You can have it as your screensaver later. I'm sure he won't mind. But Darren is a TV host. That's what he set out to do. He's had a few different careers, but he's a wonderfully talented person. He has worked for a lot of different shows, both in Ireland and the UK. And then the last couple of years, he has founded his own men's grooming range, which you can see behind him in the background of that shot. If you can look past him, you might see it in the corner there.
I'm trying to.
He is one of life's just really, really positive people. And I think, you'd call him a jack of all trades, but unlike everyone else, he's kind of master of all of them. He puts everything he has into everything he does, and he's just wonderfully positive. So there are some of his beautiful products that he has produced. It's an Irish company, and they are, men in Ireland have been quite slow coming around to the idea of using beauty products, God forbid, but they're there now, and I think Darren has had a lot to do with that. He brought out this range, but before he did, he was also, championing other brands and other products and explaining how to use them. So he's made a really, really basic range that men can use, that they don't have to fuss about with, but are really, effective and great to have on your bathroom closet as well.
Well, I'm looking at the packaging here and the imagery. It's
very sleek.
It's very, very sleek. It's very professional. Now you mentioned that he's basically bringing men, hauling them into this day and age, probably kicking and screaming. But I have boys in their 20s, and I see that they're a lot more kinder to themselves than men used to be, and I'm glad, because they should be. Yeah. So some of his products, you and I were talking, and you were mentioning one of the ones, which is, I think it's the scrub. Can you tell us what's special about this, or the ingredients, or do you know anything about this scrub?
Yeah, so the peat scrub is made with Irish peat, which comes from the bogs, and as we know, remains have been found in the bogs over centuries, the preservatives in it. So there's a lot of antioxidants in that peat, which is really, really good for skin. There's also geranium oil, which is really useful for anyone who has sensitive skin or adult acne or anything like that. So I think that's become one of his kind of show products. A lot of people seem to love that one. Darren could sell me anything, honestly. If I don't need a beard oil, but he would make me want to buy one.
I think I know we have a little bit of video footage on some of the products. Ashley, I think let's show them the one about, here's Darren himself and his lovely Irish accent talking to us about the scrub I think we have coming up here.
This scrub literally polishes your skin, and we use the active ingredients of peat, which is full of minerals, full of antioxidants, full of goodness.
So there we have it. And then I was reading he has a beard oil, and then I thought, okay, you have to have a beard, but you don't have to have a beard, do you?
No, you don't have to have one, but I still don't think it's a product for me. But yes,
no,
the gentleman can avail of it. Yeah, I think it helps with the hair follicles and the skin around the beard area. So I don't know if it's down to Darren's products, but I think the Irish men are looking a lot better these days.
Oh, I've seen them; they are. And so let's show a little quick video there on his beard oil as well.
Now we call it a beard oil. Do not be confused, because actually men without beards can use it too. It's going to soften the hair follicle and make the hair nicer and the texture better, and also nourish the skin underneath.
Sorry, I was admiring the beard oil.
Of course you were.
You can be on a diet and still look at the menu, correct?
Exactly. But I think what's nice about that as well, anything that gets rid of that beer rash for us is a win-win as well, no?
Let's not go there. This is PG. Anyway, but Darren's products, let's talk about where we can get them. Yeah. I know obviously they're available in Ireland. Are they in stockists in Ireland and stores on the shelves?
They're widely available in Ireland in most retail outlets. So Dunnes Stores, all of the pharmacies, Mars Pharmacy, really? all of the big pharmacies. Yeah. Okay. They're widely available, but they're also on Amazon UK, and I know that they are in talks to bring it to Amazon US. But for the moment, they are also available through Cloud 10, with the big beauty site. So I know he has a lot of US customers already through that site.
But this is a space we're going to watch, Darren Kennedy in the United States.
Well, Darren is set to go even bigger for sure. And his products are really, really gaining ground here. I've noticed a lot of people posting on them on social media. And again, like I say, Irish men are quite slow at coming forward about things like that. So it's nice to see them gaining ground and people appreciating them for what they are. And he's road tested everything, you know, and he's been in the beauty business for a long time. He's, you know, he's tested out these products himself for a long, long time. So he wasn't going to put his name to anything that didn't really work.
Well, you know what, Darren, we are excited for you and we wish you every success, genuinely. So that's Darren Kennedy. Let's move on to the next one. I came across this one myself, and I know I'm sharing this with you for the first time, I believe. And that is Katie Larmour. Katie, I think I have a photo of Katie. She started out, there she is. Now look at that cushion. So these are vintage Hermes scarves backed with vintage Irish linen. She's an Irish designer maker who trained as an applied artist at the University of Ulster School of Art and Design in Belfast. And she specialises in creating luxury items from Irish linen. The natural undyed oatmeal linen has become a signature hallmark of all her pieces. Look at those.
Beautiful. The colours are so vibrant, aren't they?
Aren't they? Look, and that blue, you know, that blue, and I'm just, that's my favorite color, blue. But
the problem is I want each one of those all together. The
like
combination is spectacular.
Well, this is, you know, going back to that photograph there just for a moment, because I think what happens is sometimes people assume that everything out of Ireland, you know, has a cable knit on it or a shamrock or a leprechaun or something. And that couldn't be further from Irish if you tried, with these beautiful zebra patterns and, you know, I think it's cheetah and those gorgeous vibrant colors and the fruits and everything. But then you've got this magnificent touch at the back, which is that Irish linen. You know, it's really quite exquisite.
There's something very contemporary about the mixing and the matching of those kind of fabrics as well. You know, those textiles. Something silk and satiny on one side and then linen and durable on the other side. I think that's wonderful. Beautiful.
And I know she has, they're available through, you know, some places in New York. And then look at those gorgeous colors. So the other thing she's doing at the moment are ornaments for Christmas and decorations. Look at these. And this is again, vintage Irish linen, beautiful, you know, you can send them as a gift. The lighting there, hopefully you can see that Irish pattern, uniquely Irish. I think these are just so tasteful. I love the harp there on the left.
Yeah.
And the seahorses. And that's a nice little gift to be able to give somebody as well, a set of bespoke Irish ornaments. Now, I do know that she's in Brown Thomas in Harrods.
They're beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to reach out to Katie and get her to come on. I think she'd be a wonderful guest to talk about her work and her craftsmanship. I also know she's expecting a baby, I think within about 4 weeks. So wishing her the very best. She's been busy. She's busy. And I saw on her Instagram page that she's absolutely chock-a-block with orders at the moment, online orders. And I'm so happy to see people like that. Just a quick reminder for everybody that we will provide links for either their social media pages, their websites, or where they're for sale. But we're just introducing these artists as best we can. Rosie, you've got somebody for us to meet that you just recently interviewed and chatted with in New York, I believe.
Yes, I interviewed Laura Weber, who is the founder of LW Pearl Atelier. So it's an embroidery atelier in the heart of Midtown Manhattan. She's an Irish girl. She moved over to the US in 2013, so just after graduating from NCAD. And she moved over, and I believe she had no job and no place to live. The day that she arrived was a Thursday. She knocked on the door of somebody she had heard about, a company she'd heard about, got the job on the spot and started on the Monday. And within 3 years was director of the company. So a phenomenal, hardworking individual, but also extremely talented. You know, her work is incredible and speaks for itself. She set up LW Pearl Atelier, I think a year ago or year and a half ago. and has done enormous work with some major luxury brands like Thom Browne, Altazura, like so many amazing people. So she works with designers.
Ooh.
And this is actually a big news story here. So she is actually launching a new label called LW Pearl, the brand, next year. So come 2021, she's set up this company with her husband, and who also has worked in couture, and they have basically crossed over with the athleisure and the luxury market. So, it's a beautiful range of kind of core basics and really elevated accessories. You can see that bag there is just phenomenal.
So does she make this coat? Is this hers?
Yeah, they're all hers. So it's beautiful, isn't it? It makes you want to just wrap up warm in something like that. But like, the detail on it is just beautiful. Like the inner lining there, just you can see the hint of luxury. It would feel so nice, wearing that. And I think that's something we've all come to realize this year is, you might want to be comfy, but you also want to look good too.
Stylish.
So I think she's kind of nailed it there. And she's launching in conjunction with New York Fashion Week next year. And I believe that she may indeed as well be in talks with for something to do with the inauguration in January. So watch this space for her.
Let's see. And who did you, so you interviewed her, and are you going to be writing about her, or have you written about her?
Yes, I have written about her. So it hasn't gone live yet, but watch this space.
Will you share it with us when it does?
Yeah.
And then we can share it with people, because I think that would be, for a deeper dive, it would be very interesting, because I like how you take the time when you're interviewing people and write some really good pieces on that.
Thank you.
She also has a beautiful Instagram page too, doesn't she,
Yeah,
Ashley?
she does.
So we need to make sure, because I've noticed on her Instagram page, on their Instagram page, I beg your pardon, they have beautiful imagery, close up of their work.
Yeah.
The beading, the embroidery, and the craftsmanship. Look at this.
Like, it's phenomenal, and the level of skill needed and required. And I found talking to her very interesting and inspiring, because things were not easy in New York over the last few months, and she bore witness to a lot of things that were happening in the streets even. And, instead of kind of sitting back or even trying to, return to Ireland, she hasn't. She's stuck at it, and she has basically made it her mission to protect her workers. And she's just won a CFDA award, a fund. So she was delighted with that. And she also won PPE equipment for her factory. So, and well deserved. I think they're amazingly skilled people, and she really talks about them so highly. And it's nice to see somebody doing so well, because she's extremely passionate about what she does.
And is it currently available just online, or where do you buy her products right now?
Yeah, online or in New York. Yeah.
Okay. Does she have a store in New York, or?
No, she doesn't have a store. She's looking to open a store, pop-up next year for the brand.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll also share her Instagram page, because she's constantly updating it too, which is wonderful. And it's a great space to be, is Instagram, actually. And now for something a little bit different. This is a light and whimsical, but the backstory was not really light and whimsical, the reason behind it. But could you tell us a little bit about a daily cloud for kids, please?
Yes. So a daily cloud, it might be aimed towards children, but Rachel, I have to confess, I have already purchased through a daily cloud. So this was an Instagram account that was set up during the last year, and it was set up by a very well-known Irish illustrator by the name of Chris Judge. And Chris's work is very well recognized all over Ireland. And so he actually started posting pictures of clouds that he had very gently illustrated. I mean, look at that. That's the Poolbeg Towers in Dublin, over Sandymount, and he's drawn a dog into the clouds. And I just love this so much. I kind of got really, somebody sent it to me, I guess because they knew I would love it. But I remember as a child always looking up, and we would always be, kind of making up pictures from the clouds. And I do it with my nieces and nephews now. You know, I say, look, what can you see in the clouds? And I love that he's brought that idea and just made it into something really, really fun and lovely. And one of the lovely things that he's done is he has produced prints of these for Christmas, and he is donating the proceeds from the sales of the prints to two children's charities. Sadly, Chris's own daughter, 3-year-old daughter, was diagnosed with leukemia at the start of this year, and the charities have really helped him. So it's a way that himself and his wife have been able to give back, and I just think that's a phenomenal thing to do. I think
it is.
You know, that feed has brightened my day so many times over the last year. And when I saw that he was selling the prints, I couldn't help but jump at the opportunity to purchase them. You know, I think they're really wonderful, and they will brighten anyone's day. And I don't know about you, and maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I think the clouds here are really spectacular. Maybe it's with all the rain that we have, but
see, I don't see many clouds here in Dallas, and I'm not saying that to boast, but we either have it like today outside where it's kind of grey and everything, but in general it's just a blue sky, which I'm not complaining about. But you're right, and they're so fun. When the prints, now when you purchased one of their prints, do you just get standard sizes, or can you order like a 4x6 or 8x10, or what can you get, Rosie?
He gives a standard size, but and so they're unframed, but they all fit into IKEA frames. If you want to go down that route, but yeah, no, I just think that they're really beautiful, and they really say Ireland to me in lots of different ways. But I love the charitable aspect of it,
I do too.
And you know, it was a sad origin story, but I think he's doing something really wonderful from you know, that pain that they must be going through.
Absolutely. You know what I'd love if they could do? It's easier said than done, but I'd love to have them. I'd love if he made some cards, you know, greeting cards, blank ones. You know,
you never know.
Every time I go to get cards, they either have happy birthday or thank you. I'm always looking for cards from Ireland that have nice imagery or artwork.
Good idea. Maybe we'll tell him.
But nothing inside them, you know, because I like to send the notes to clients or things like that. So I'm always looking for cards. So there's something. But again, they're on Instagram as well, and we will share the link to their Instagram page, which will then share you. Obviously, you'll see all the details then on where to purchase these wonderful prints. So thanks for bringing that to us as well, Rosie.
My pleasure.
And now for some leather. How about some leather?
Why not?
Wonderful leather products from us. This one is very special. And I have to say, I already knew about these guys because I've been following them myself and saw some of the products in Ireland. And these are luxurious. These are beautiful. Tell us about this.
They are. I mean, I guess this is your real, you know, slow fashion, for want of a better word. But De Bruir leather is you know, just handcrafted. I mean, look at that. That's a wash bag. And, you know, to me, you can almost smell the leather. It's like, it's a sexy wash bag, isn't it? And I never thought I would put those two words together, but
sexy wash bag.
It really is. You know, I think it's something quite rustic and lovely.
Speaking of sexy, do you think Darren has one?
He definitely has one. You know, he has one. Yeah. But
put all his products into it.
Exactly, perfect for the products. But De Bruir leather is just wonderful. I think what they're doing is incredible. I came across them many years ago when I was a judge on the Wearing Irish project, and Garvin travelled to New York as part of the Wearing Irish project. But I mean, that's beautiful. Look at that. It's, you know, I think that's a laptop case, but I just think that the panel detail on that is just spectacular. So he started out as a furniture maker and has branched.
What's his name again? I'm sorry.
Garvin.
Okay.
Garvin Bruir, yeah. And I just think he's wonderfully talented. I mean, those journals, books. How amazing. Yeah. It's, you know, he doesn't mass produce. He makes everything in his workshop. It is in Kildare, you know, which is the home of equestrian. There he is, hard at work. Kildare is the home of equestrian life in Ireland, and I just think it's beautiful that he's doing that. And each piece is unique and it's handmade, and it's something to treasure. I mean, that will last your lifetime.
You know, oh, look at that overnight bag.
Yeah.
I'm having flashbacks. I don't know where this is coming from, but in my day when we went to school, I actually had a leather school bag, the satchel. Did you
Yes.
remember that? And I can still, in my memory, I can still remember how it smelled, that
Yeah.
leather, and how it softens as, really good
Yeah.
leather, how it gets better and better.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at all of his detail, like the studs and the handles and
Yeah.
look at the buckles. You can
Yeah.
tell there's a
You can
influence, the
see
equestrian influence too.
exactly. Exactly. It's very strong there. And I just think, if you're looking for a 40th or a 50th birthday present, even, that's, something the receiver is going to treasure. And the older it gets, the better it's going to get as well, And I think there's something really nice about giving something that will last forever, and that, somebody will be able to gain value from year after year, instead of, the disposable culture that we live in. So I think that's a really, really special brand.
Absolutely. So that's the Bruir leather. So thank you for that. Really, really enjoy those products, and we'll share the link to the Bruir leather as well in this episode. Now you've got a girl first to meet from Dublin, a
do
lawyer,
indeed.
I believe, Orla.
Yes. So
Tell
Orla
us about
Dunley.
Orla.
Orla Dunley is a lawyer by trade, and
Okay.
she is a gift curator by night, I guess. But she is Orla of Ireland, and that's her. And she is surrounded there by copper bud vases, which is one of the products that she has launched on her website.
Oh, I see them down there. Oh, there, that's
Yeah,
better.
I mean, they're just so beautiful. And, when she introduced these products to me, I thought, I don't need a bud vase. But now all of a sudden, I need a copper bud vase in my life. My life
Oh,
will not
look
be
at that.
complete. Isn't it beautiful? And it's so simple. And it's an homage to her mother and her grandmother, who both loved gardening and flowers. And I just think that there's something really, really nice about it. She
I
has
don't see
captured.
much copper, that's nice to
Exactly.
see.
Yeah.
Did she say how she came upon copper, how she got involved with copper, or loved it, or?
No, I don't know how she came across copper, but
Yeah.
I think it's a growing resource that people are looking to create something really beautiful from as well. She
Yeah.
also has some beautiful butter dishes, and you know how we love our butter here.
Oh, look at
I mean, look at that! Isn't that so beautiful? I don't know how she got her butter in the shape of a shamrock, but she did.
I wonder if
It's
she got a
just
little bit of
stunning.
Kerrygold. See that? Now that,
I mean, it has to be Kerrygold, right?
of course, it has to be. Yeah, over here it has to be Kerrygold. Of course, in Ireland it could be Dairy Gold too, or any number of the artisan butters now. And I digress. I shouldn't be going off on butter, but we do love our butter.
Well,
That
if you're
butter
going to
bell
love
is
your
gorgeous.
butter, dress it well, And I think you would be proud to bring that to any table. Again, I
would.
think that would make a beautiful gift, for
A wedding
somebody,
gift or
wedding
engagement.
gift. Yeah, a retirement, even a 21st gift. I know many
Yes.
21-year-olds might not thank you for that at 21, but they will when they're, setting up their own homes and things like that. I just think it's really unique and really beautiful. And the nice thing about Orla's whole range is really, it's a nostalgia for an Ireland, past, but reimagined for, an Ireland of today. And I think that's kind of sums up all of the products that we're showcasing today. It's not kind of, just, and we're looking back. It's about items and things that fit into our lives today. And, a beautiful butter dish or a copper bud vase would fit into my life very nicely.
But I agree with you. And Rosie, I like to use things like that every day. I have a silver teapot that I got for a wedding present in 1993. And that is the teapot I use every single day. And people seem to think your silver goes in your cabinet, for do you remember you put it away for good use?
Yeah.
It's not for good use. It's superb. It's the best thing in the world to use. I could see myself using that butter dish all the time. I think it's gorgeous. How can we get her products? From her website?
From her website, yes. So she is on orlaofireland.com, and she is available through Instagram as well,
Okay.
and would be happy to talk to any customers directly.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. Did you ever meet her or interview her?
I did, yes, yes. I met her. I haven't interviewed her, but
Okay.
I have met her, and I think she's superb. She has a really good eye, as you can see. She was just featured in the Irish Times actually about 2 weeks ago, and
Wonderful.
I think her what she's trying to achieve is really commendable, and she's going about it the right way. She's not loading her website with products. They're really special items, and I think you'd be lucky to receive any of them.
Yes. And I like her packaging as well, the nice little simple boxes and the ribbon, and they're elegant, which
Yes,
is what
exactly.
people want. I grew up in a household where my mother said, buy cheap, buy twice.
Exactly.
Right. And that's Orla. And we're thrilled to have met Orla of Ireland. Thank you for bringing Orla to us. Now, I have something a little bit special for children and for adults alike, I guess, because I still am very old fashioned and think there's nothing like a good book and reading stories to children for them to either read for themselves or us to read to them. I have a little graw, which is the Irish word for love. And Rosie, you might know this, for both the sea and for lighthouses. And first of all, I'm dying to visit one of the lighthouses in Ireland to stay in. Did you know you could stay in the lighthouses in Ireland? You probably knew that.
I did, and I haven't done it yet. And there are a couple that are on my wish list. I follow a good few on Instagram as well, and they just look like magical places.
Where do you want to visit, out of curiosity? Which lighthouses would you like to visit?
Well, Clare Island, I think that
Okay.
looks really, really just so idyllic. And
Yeah.
I mean, they're just so unique. And the idea of staying in one for a weekend or just even a night just seems really magical and would create memories that you'd have forever.
Well, I'm thinking that might be a girls' trip, that we all go and get one of the lighthouses and stay and go and hang out. And I have one that I visited, but I didn't stay there this summer, is Gallyhead Lighthouse in West Cork.
Oh, lovely.
Oh my goodness. Now the lighthouse itself, you can't stay, and you go out to the lighthouse, and it's private now, but the house, the lightkeeper's house, is at the foot, and you can have that entire house, and it's overlooking where is it looking over? Kind of the Clonakilty area.
Okay.
So it's rather special. Hookhead, of course, lighthouse is up your neck of the woods. Well, it's Wexford, but I'd like to visit that one. Rathlin, I think Rathlin is another one.
Oh,
And we
you
know-
have a good list.
I do. I'm obsessed with them. And I even met one of the lighthouse keepers while I was there. He was the last lighthouse keeper in Ireland, Gerard Butler. So I met with him this summer as well. So I have a fascination with lighthouses, but they're doing something wonderful on top of the lighthouses. No, they're not doing something physically on top of the lighthouses, sorry. As well as you can rent a lighthouse. They decided to write a book. Again, this is for charity, and it's the Lighthouse Storybook. Now, before we go any further, they didn't actually write this. So what they did is they put out a call to writers in Ireland between the ages of 7 and 12 years of age.
I love
And
this.
the storybook comprises of 20 beautifully illustrated stories which represent a selection from the many original stories, poems and illustrations. Writers ages 7 to 12 years of age from every corner on the island of Ireland. And these are the stories and the illustrations, and they were selected, and then the book was published. Now, all proceeds from the sale of the Lighthouse Storybook, and they directly support the work of Children in Hospital Ireland. That's the name of one of the charities, and the Northern Ireland Hospice. So all of the proceeds go to both of these. So you've got your one, which you talked about, which was the A Daily Cloud for Kids from Chris Judge. And now here we have the Lighthouse Storybook, both benefiting hospitals and children's hospitals, which is obviously of vital importance. And we need to do everything we can to help them. I love the fact that the children also wrote these stories. Now, there is a YouTube video, which I'm going to share later on my Facebook page, Rachel Gaffney's Real Ireland. I'll share it, a link to it on my Instagram. I'll send it to you, Rosie. And it's a wonderful little 2-minute video on this story, on this book, and the children that wrote the book. But you can order this, and you're giving somebody the gift of reading. You can buy it and read story to the kids, but you're also supporting the hospital. So a big shout out to the Irish Lighthouses and the Commissioner of Irish Lights for doing this. Thank you very much, because the Irish Lighthouses, I think the Irish Lighthouse is very symbolic, especially for, this sounds very nostalgic, and forgive me, Rosie, but, you know, for somebody like me who's the diaspora over here in the United States right now, the lighthouse is that kind of symbol, isn't it? It's very symbolic for us that, you know, the light is always on for us,
Yeah, I think that's
welcoming us
lovely.
home.
Yeah, I
And
think that's really lovely.
and I think maybe that's why I'm drawn to them all the time as well.
Yeah, what a wonderful initiative as well, you know, to get children writing and creating. I love that. And then to do it for such a great cause. It's amazing.
Yes, it is. So, well, that's all we have time for today. And we had quite a list. We didn't get probably as many as I thought I'd like to record today. But I think it's important to know that I'd rather do a few of them and give them a little bit of a shout out, have a little bit of background to give it some context, rather than just, as you mentioned as well, slow fashion. I don't want to be just shoving photos up and moving through them at breakneck speed, because there are so many. And I think it just proves, this is the second one that you and I have done, and we've already covered. So today we've done 7. In the last episode, I think we did, Ashley, do you know how many we did in the last one? Probably again, 5, 6, 7 as well. So in 2 episodes, we've covered, you know, let's say 10 to 14 individuals. And that just goes to show you there are so many more where that came from.
There's so many more, so many more we have to share.
Yes. And I just want to say thank you very much for everything.
My pleasure.
We hope to reconnect with you again sometime. Will you do that?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me and giving me the chance to share some of these wonderful people.
No, thank you. Well, that's all we have time for now. Until next time, thanks for tuning in. Bye, y'all.